I would like to emphasize that truly strong and deeply friendly relations connect Russia with the Republic of Cuba.
As pressure mounts on Havana and Washington tightens its grip, Russia is stepping forward with a message of solidarity that sounds more like a warning. Speaking at a Kremlin ceremony welcoming newly appointed foreign ambassadors, President Vladimir Putin declared that Russia stands shoulder to shoulder with Cuba as it defends its sovereignty and independence. Putin described the Russian-Cuban relationship as strong, historic, and built on genuine mutual respect, an alliance that has stood the test of time. According to Putin, Moscow has consistently supported Cuba in the face of external pressure and will continue to do so. He highlighted expanding cooperation in energy, steel, transport, medicine, and humanitarian projects, sectors he described as vital to Cuba's economic survival under decades of sanctions. Cultural and humanitarian exchanges, he added, are also deepening, strengthening ties between the two nations' people.
I would like to emphasize that truly strong and deeply friendly relations connect Russia with the Republic of Cuba. We have always and continue to provide assistance to our Cuban friends. We stand in solidarity with their firm resolve to defend their sovereignty and independence. The Russian-Cuban alliance has been tested by time and is based on the sincere mutual sympathies of the peoples of both countries. We are jointly implementing critically important projects for the Cuban economy in energy, metallurgy, transport infrastructure, medicine, and expanding cultural and humanitarian exchange.
Putin's remarks come amid rapidly escalating tensions in the Americas. In Havana, tens of thousands of Cubans have rallied at the José Martí Anti-Imperialist Plaza, directly across from the U.S. Embassy, protesting the killing of 32 Cuban officers in Venezuela during a U.S. operation that also resulted in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. The demonstration, attended by President Miguel Díaz-Canel, was framed by Cuban authorities as a defense of peace, sovereignty, and national dignity.
To the empire, United States, that threatens us, we say, Cuba, we are millions, a people ready to fight if attacked, with the same unity and ferocity as the 32 Cubans who fell on January 3rd. To arrogant and overbearing Yankee imperialism, we say, here no one surrenders. That's how it was in Iran, Bay of Pigs, in Angola, Ethiopia, Nicaragua. You don't mess with Cuba.
We are the people, and we defend Venezuela and our revolution, and we will always be united. Cuba is here.
At the same time, the United States is applying unprecedented pressure. President Donald Trump has vowed to choke off Venezuelan oil and financial support to Cuba, a move analysts warn could devastate the island's fuel supply, electrical grid, and already fragile economy.
I wouldn't want Cuba to be invaded or anything like that. I hope it doesn't happen. But I'm sure people will continue to emigrate because there's no other way.
We're in a somewhat awkward situation because we're already involved in military matters.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to leave the country. We're all thinking about leaving, from the youngest to the oldest. We all want to achieve our goals. But I know many people will think twice because the situation is not easy for Venezuelans, or for us.
Washington has also announced the delivery of $3 million in humanitarian aid following a devastating hurricane, but Cuban officials have questioned the timing and motives behind the assistance. U.S. officials warned that Havana would be held accountable for how the aid is distributed, language Cuba condemned as political manipulation disguised as charity. Against this backdrop, Putin's message resonates far beyond diplomacy. For Havana, Russia's support represents a strategic lifeline and a powerful signal that Cuba is not isolated. For Washington, it is a reminder that efforts to dominate the hemisphere will face resistance from rival global powers. As protests surge, sanctions tighten, and alliances harden, Russia is making its position unmistakably clear. Cuba's sovereignty is not negotiable, and Moscow is prepared to stand with Havana as the confrontation deepens.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That has often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tera.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.